I think we're good to go. Alright. Welcome to Make a Path Presents. I'm Ronnie Hayes, and today we're going to talk about The Walking Dead Season 8. What the hell am I doing? This is not a Let's Talk video. This is the live after show for The Walking Dead Season 8. Hold on a second. Let me just check the settings. Gotta pause that. Alright. No one says first on live streams. That's actually illegal. And they'll come find you. Alright, so if you're new here, what we do is, guys, let me know. I got the microphone pushed back a little bit. Let me know if the sound quality is still good back there. Because you can't tell. Maybe if you're not paying attention, you can't tell. But this is an entirely different setup behind me. The stuff is all the same, but the stuff behind me, I'm in a completely different room. That's a story for maybe the end of this live stream. So that way I'm chit-chatting and people aren't, you know, people don't want to, whatever. If you don't want to hear about that, you'll be gone by that time. No, not a bad haircut. It's getting cold outside. I still have a shaved head. You can't really cut a head bad. But anyway, if you're new here, we do the first 10 to 15 minutes. Sometimes we run long, a little 20 minutes, and we do a first impression review of the new episode for The Walking Dead. And then we go into the fan feedback for, I like to do at least 40 minutes to 50 minutes after the first impression. So at a minimum, we're going to be here for about an hour chit-chatting. If you want to just hear my first impressions and then bounce, you can do that. Or if you want to stick around and chit-chat with me about the episode and with other viewers in the comments section. If you're new here, that's the whole purpose of this. So I'm going to jump right in, and I know we get a lot of new people who I've seen some comments where they're like, Ronnie in the chat, why are you ignoring me, whoop-de-whoop. In the first impression review, I don't look at the chat. I throw it on the screen so you guys can see it and be like, you know, okay, it's see what other people are saying in the very beginning. But I am not ignoring you guys. I don't read the chat in the very beginning. So let's dive into this with the intro with Gregory. Let me just say first off, I got a feeling, and I didn't look into any, you know, Instagram, Facebook, any social media. I have a feeling, I got a feeling this is going to be an episode that fans are going to shit on and say it's filler and it's stupid and yada yada. I just have this feeling. And I liked it. There was some off moments, and I can definitely understand the fans that are going to say this is filler or slow or dragging the war out. I see what they're saying. There's some off moments, but again, I like it. So this should be an interesting one for me, especially getting your opinions on it. We know that Gregory, and this is something I was trying to peep at, we know that the beginning of this episode, which was cool, is they continue to bounce around back and forth in the timeline, and they jump back to before Rick and gang even hit the sanctuary. So we have Gregory telling Simon they went to, on orders or in following instructions from Simon, if anything went wrong, he was supposed to go to the satellite outpost, which was, and again, for the second or third time, confirms that is Simon's outpost. Simon wasn't there. He was dealing with the shit at Alexandria. That's the stuff from the finale of Season 7. And then Gregory, or Simon brought Gregory to the sanctuary so they can work something out. So it does appear that Negan didn't actually know, because I know a lot of fans were telling us that Negan knew that Rick was going to hit them. And I'm telling you, it just, for me, it did not make any sense. Why would Negan allow all his lookouts to get wiped out if he knew? It was illogical. So when Negan and Gregory were talking about knowing already, when, you know, Gregory was talking to Maggie, it was about the stuff that already went down in Season 7, essentially. So that was something that I want to bring up because I've seen a lot. There was a handful of fans that were like, oh, no, he's talking about Jadis and Alexandria and whoop-de-whoop back in Season 7. But there was a ton that was saying it was, there's a new spy. So I guess right now, you let me know how you feel. I am confident in saying I don't think there's any spy. I think it's just the old stuff. What else we have? Simon finding Alexandria, yeah, I did that. The meeting and the backsliding. I was wondering if they're trying to set up anything for Simon's character, because when Negan said backsliding, it led me to believe there was something, there's prior history there between those two. So I'm interested to see if they're going to go in that direction. That's something that I would like to see, but on the flip side, I'm worried it'll interfere with what they've already got going on. I like the structure they have so far between Negan and the Saviors. I really like that. And again, I want Simon to be a big bad. I don't want him to just be shot in battle, coming up. I want him to be his death or his defeat. I want it to be a big moment, almost as big, not as big, but almost as big as Negan himself. So you guys let me know if there's some history there between those two. The take your confession, the asshole stuff, that was great. Gregory coming off strong to Negan. And again, I am 80% enjoying what they did with Gabriel and Negan in this episode. There's 20% that did feel a little forced. I did feel like the writing itself with the dialogue needed a little bit of a polish. And this is something I definitely want to hear all your thoughts and opinions about, the back and forth between Gabriel and Negan. I do like it, and it shines a light on Negan's backstory. A lot of fans were hoping to actually get Negan's backstory. I still think partially there's a chance we'll get flashbacks next season. However, now that he's spilled so much, I'm thinking we might not even get that. But you know what? We probably will. They might fill in the gaps with an actual flashback episode with Negan for season 9. Or hell, you never know. Maybe this season we even get it. I doubt it. And then we got Gregory, and it was so... not Gregory. Gabriel pulling a gun on Negan, taking a shot, and all this other shit. This part is iffy because it was so damn dark. I had a hard time watching those scenes. I even went and shut off the lights all around so I can try to make out what the hell is going on. And even when you look on go to YouTube and check out AMC's website, their picture of Negan on the door is so damn... they went into like Photoshop, just not even like professionally done. Somebody just went into Photoshop and they ramped up the color. Yeah, right here. Oh, you can't see that shit. Oh, you're not going to see that shit. Yeah, it's that image right there. They went into Photoshop and they just took the color and just shot it up to the top, and you could tell because it starts to get overexposed and stuff. And that rips me out of it. I know you want the atmosphere, you want that, especially with really dark scenes, but man, it rips you out of it because you're so focused on, wait a minute, who's doing what the hell's going on, or just trying to make out what is there itself, And I'm telling you what, I gotta rewatch the stuff between Father Gabriel and Negan because I couldn't even make out the whole gun incident, the fighting, the bickering, and I'm thinking, I couldn't see it clearly. Did Gabriel try to just get away temporarily? Did he really try to kill Negan? I mean, really, really? Or was it a warning shot? If he really tried to kill him, why didn't he just shoot him as soon as he got in there? Listen, it takes nothing to do this. He had that assault rifle, right? And he had a full clip. Or maybe he had one empty and then one full clip. You guys give me a refresher on that because I think he had an empty and a full clip. But to bridge that gap from Negan going to him, I mean, shit, he's not the Punisher, So I feel like Gabriel could have shot him then and there if he was going to shoot him. The Daryl and Rick fight, this was another scene that I would have loved if people weren't sharing pictures of this on the internet. This is ridiculous. And here's another thing. Well, I don't even know where these pictures came from, but someone showed me pictures on Twitter, and I'm like, I really wish people would just not do that. Just don't even do that, because that just killed the whole momentum of that scene between Rick and Daryl. But I enjoyed the shit out of the season 1 callback where, and this is one of my favorite Daryl moments, where in season 1 Shane gets him in a chokehold, and that whole scene there between Rick, Shane, and Daryl is one of my favorites. And he says chokeholds are illegal, and then he's like, "Let me up," and Shane's all like, "Nah, I think I'll leave you here." That shit was the bomb. And they did a callback to that where Rick tells him chokeholds are illegal, asshole. Now, I feel like, in a way, the fight between Daryl and Rick, I could definitely... They're already building that up, so I buy it, right? But it does feel kind of forced because they have the dynamite now, they have these weapons now, they got this whole truck, and now you're thinking as a fan, okay, this is a plot hole. Just take it and go and do what Daryl said, you know, yada, yada, yada. Just end the war and get it over with. And now you need to have them fight and them do something stupid to lose this stuff. The dynamite all blows up. So in a way, yeah, it does have just a slight touch of a forced scene being added in there because they confiscated the weapons, and now they need to take those weapons out of they need to take that out of the picture, so they just have them have a little fight. I enjoyed it still, though. We have the whole confess with Father Gabriel getting punched in the face. I love that shit. Negan just punched him in the face, said thank you, told him to keep his gun, and they put guts on. And again, keep in mind, this is a real scene, nothing forced, that's organically in the storyline. They are trapped and they need to get out, so they use the guts trick. But you got to keep in mind, this stuff is also calling back, and I know we talk about this every now and then this season a lot because they're purposefully doing all the callbacks, and we see a few comments where people are saying oh, you know, not everything's a callback and yada yada yada. And it is. Not everything's a callback, but Gimple came straight out and said every episode is they are calling back. That's the purpose of this. And yes, they're trapped. They're going to wear guts, but it's a callback. You know what I mean? Same thing with the helicopter. I see a bunch of question mark helicopters. We're getting there. We're getting there. But the helicopter is in the story, but it's also a callback. The chokeholds are illegal. That stuff as well. That's one of those. It's in there mostly for a callback, I bet. But with Negan and Gabriel getting out of there, yeah, it's part of the storyline. How else are they going to get out of there? That was the first thing we think of. Why are you sitting and waiting, you know? Throw guts on you. If I was Negan, I probably would have just took the jacket off, though. That shit's going to stink. Just hold the jacket, throw guts all over you. I do like the way they filmed in there, though. It did feel claustrophobic. And they had some really gnarly walkers. And again, incredible, just incredible walkers. There was one chick who looked like half her face was just peeled off. Just raunchy stuff. The guy with the one walker with mold all up in his face. Not mold, moss. That shit was epic. Why Negan is here. I do like this, and this is something I've wanted them to highlight for the longest times. A lot of fans talk about it as well. Why do people follow Negan? Why don't Negan's people just kill him and yada yada yada? There's people there that genuinely go through shit, and let's say they even run across bosses, and it's just not bosses but leaders, and these leaders are horrible. Either they're psycho, they're they're unstable, there's no rules, there's no regulations, it's just like the governor but worse. And when they run across someone like Negan, in their perspective, it's better than the last guy. It's better than no guy. It's better than no leader. And now look at this situation. Negan's gone. He's just trapped for a little bit. And you have the sanctuary. It's about to just destroy itself. It's about to implode from the inside. And you have Negan just coming in, and now just his presence, knowing that he's going to get himself collected and then he's going to get on it and then correct everything. I do think that was a necessary piece of the storyline, and we should see more of that. We should have seen a sneak peek of that already. We did see a tiny bit, but we should have seen more. And I do like the friction between that, because it's the two differences where you have you would much rather live in, Rick's community, absolutely, but you should also see how Negan's community is working, where you have the workers who it seems like have a shittier life than the saviors, but on the flip side, you should see some of the perks. And now that I'm saying that, maybe that is what they tried to do, but it was just so quick, it was easy to forget. Like, remember when Negan came in and he said, and this is in season 7, he said, we brought back a good haul. You guys don't have to use points for something. Remember when he said that? So maybe that was the purpose, and now I take that back, and again, that scene was so small, I almost forgot about it. Anyhow, Negan telling them to take Father Gabriel gently away, I did like that, because that's purposeful, and he repeated himself. He's like, listen guys, I'm not fucking around, gently. Don't roughhouse him. This isn't like a Daryl. Take him slowly. I don't know what the hell happened to him after. Maybe he got like a flu or sick, or you know, something. Obviously, you're putting all this nasty stuff on you. And they did mention, Negan did say, did any of your people get sick from this? And I'm wondering if that's what they're pulling from. Not that he's got the zombie virus or whatever, because that's not how it works. Remember, not that, but did he get some type of infection, like from the dirt infection, not zombie infection? That always gets muddled when we talk about it. If it was in the episode, I missed it. If there was something, you know, if it was a flu or this, I totally missed it. We did have the helicopter. This was surprising. I did not see any spoilers of this helicopter in the episode, and I love it. Neat little surprise. Again, it's calling back to Season 1, but not only is it calling back to Season 1, but it might have a purpose in the story. Now, this helicopter could be the dreaded, never explained, here's a helicopter, and we don't ever see who's in the helicopter. It doesn't ever enter the storyline. This could be, and if this was a clever nod to what's going on in the comic now, I think that would be sheer genius. If we see the helicopter, later we see another helicopter, and we don't find out about it until well after the war. Comic book fans will know what I'm talking about. Now we're finding, you know, the world's getting even bigger. Imagine if they start setting it up now where you can see stuff like that happening in the sky. And I love that aspect. Think about that aspect. You have Rick and Negan and the gang going to war with each other. This is life and death. This is real shit going on. And it means everything to everyone involved. But imagine the other different communities, some of them who have, you know, helicopters, for example, and they're doing supply runs, and they're living their lives in their communities, flying right over top, you know, Negan and Rick. And there could be even bigger stuff going on that, you know, makes what the little communities down here, it makes what they're doing look petty, you know, in a way. If you look at some huge operation they got going on. It's just something that's not in the show yet. Probably won't be in the show, but I thought it would be neat. And again, if there's any hints that I missed for the helicopter, definitely put them down below. We'll be talking about that with you guys in a second. And then, oh, what was that? Oh, good snipe. Nina's gone. Pedal that shit somewhere else. Anyhow, Negan telling Gabriel, oh no, he said that to Eugene. Let me mention this before we go to that part. I know we're going to have some fans going, you know what, Negan left Father Gabriel keep the gun. Gabriel should have just shot him and been done with it. You know, boom, you could kill the big bad villain right then and there. I don't agree with that. I wouldn't have done that. You need all the people you can get. You absolutely do, especially to get out of there. You definitely need the strength in numbers. I wouldn't have done that shit. I wouldn't have popped them then and there. Not only that, even if you waited till you got right inside and popped them, I mean, that's a huge risk. They're going to rip you apart, shred you, you know? So I probably would have done what Gabriel did. I'm not on a suicide mission. So what else we got? The Negan telling Eugene, I got your back. I think that was a hilarious way to put it. But Eugene also spotted the paint, and it looks like we have a little bit of a mystery. Eugene goes to Dwight's room, and he says, yo, thanks for getting my back, whoop-de-whoop. And then he goes to, he goes to the chess pieces that Dwight carves up, and he paints and stuff. And then when he touches it, it's still got the wet paint on them. And then later we see the bag. Someone gave the workers or set it up so the workers in the sanctuary can get to the guns. And now they got a few guns, it looks like. So Eugene noticed, wait a minute, you know, there's paint on the bag. I've got paint on my hands. It's from Dwight. Dwight might be involved, or he's definitely the one involved in it. And I think that's how they're going to bring Eugene and Dwight together. I don't want to think that Eugene's gonna turn Dwight in. I kind of feel like Eugene will side with him, and that will, along with Gabriel possibly, and then the doctor inside, they can have some type of escape or attempted escape going on. I think that would be nice. The next episode is iffy. Yeah, you know what? Before I think that's all I wrote down. I think I feel like I'm missing something. Someone said Rick could have hurt Daryl bad. Yeah, he probably could have, but they weren't really in a fight. This video sponsored by Yoo-Hoo. Just kidding. I stole it off my daughter. Alright, so I think that's it. But there's one thing I want to mention. If you guys can let me know, was the preview for next episode, or was that, because it was a full preview, that preview was stacked. Is that for next episode, or is that for the next 3 episodes? Because it popped up and it said, I went to do something. I think I went to help my daughter with something, and the previews popped up right at the end of the episode, and it said like only 3 episodes left in 2017. And I got one of those feelings, and they did this last time, where a bottle episode was coming up in an old season, and instead of showing us the preview for that episode, it showed us previews for the next few episodes. You know what I mean? They don't do that much unless there's an episode they're unsure of as far as promotion, like the Terra only episode. They didn't promote that as a Terra only episode. If you go back and remember, or maybe it's not that one, but it's another one. I'm pretty sure it's that one. They promoted that with all the previews. And I have a feeling they're doing that with this one, unless I'm totally wrong, and this is definitely just a preview. And I feel like they're either doing that because this is some type of bottle episode, possibly Michonne and Rosita. They got a sneak peek with Michonne and Rosita. So it could just be Rick getting captured, Michonne and Rosita out on the road doing whatever it is they're doing. And it could be something as simple as just looking around, you know, seeing what's going on. And then they run into some people. Or maybe because of ratings, they decided, yeah, what the hell, let's pack this preview and get a little more people on board to check it out. So that is pretty much it. Yeah, the 50 cal is ruined. Yeah, I think so. I think the 50 cal is done. I don't know how... Yeah, I think it's done. It's got to be done. Yeah, I've been watching some gun videos, and there was a gun that, you know, the videos where they overheat them damn selves. Well, I would imagine if it's in a fire, some components are just going to be shot. You could probably restore it, I would imagine. Maybe you get some parts to it or something. I don't know. No one is talking about the 50 cal. Yeah, a lot of people are. I've seen like 2 or 3 comments about that. Ronnie, you agree? All right. So that's it for the first impression review. Again, if you're new here, we do the first impression review, and then we stop it, and we're stopping it now. And then we're going to dive into the fan feedback from you guys. So if you want to put something directed to me, it helps me pick out the conversations that you guys are having between each other, and the questions you have directly for me. Put Q&A first thing in your comments. As a matter of fact, let's stop at this one here. Do you think Daryl will start turning into a Shane? No, I don't think he'll start turning into a Shane. Not at all, you know. Yeah. And it's a little complicated to explain, but Daryl has a mission he wants to get done, you know. With Shane, it was Rick's mere existence was threatening what Shane's happiness, you know, if that is an easy way to put it. You know, once you get to Daryl's mission, and you know, that's a lot easier to deal with other people around him than Shane's situation. Just Rick being alive and there in the group was a threat to what Shane wanted to achieve, you know, which in my opinion is very different. What else we got? Father G will die, and Negan, I did something with his weapons. I don't think so. Slendy Gaming. Q&A. Why is Rick the only one that sees the helicopter? No one has ever seen the helicopter or even mentioned it. Well, I don't understand your question. Matter of fact, I think we got some super chats. Let's go to the super chats. I don't think I understand your question, though, because Rick was the only one there. You know what I mean? Because they show Rick, he's alone, and a helicopter goes by. No one else could see it because no one else was there. And then later they show him, I think right after they show someone looking at him, the trash people. And the way they edited it, it made it seem like that was a few minutes after the helicopter left. So I don't think they saw the helicopter, you know what I mean? Ronnie, you're awesome. Also, Punisher, I'm on episode 4. Should I continue it? The Punisher was a massive disappointment. We won't talk about it here. I'll try to do a video tomorrow. But yeah, I was thoroughly disappointed with the Punisher, with the writing. I think the writing and the casting failed on some levels. They just hired a cool chick to do sex scenes. I think the casting with that one chick was just off. Maybe a combination of the casting and the writing with that chick. Wisdom Fall. Could someone be more perfect than Stephen Ogg for Simon? No, he is perfect. Goddamn, he's a good actor. Dialogue between Negan and Father G is good because of good actors. Yes, I still have that portion that is a little iffy for me. Oh man, that's good stuff. Actually, it's really not. It's like watery chocolate milk. Benjamin Scottford. If Atlanta was bombed, as we see in Season 2 flashback, why are there no apparent signs of it when Rick is exploring the city? It all looks intact. Well, there could be a couple different reasons for this. You know, if they bombed, let's say they bombed straight down a street, it looks like they were doing a straight line. Obviously, those streets would look bombed. But if he was 2 streets over, where he was specifically walking, you wouldn't see the same kind of bomb damage. And then on the flip side, when we saw Atlanta in Season 5 with Beth at the hospital, there was definitely clear signs of buildings that were just exploded. There was some buildings where it was almost like skeletons. You know, it was just a frame on parts of the building and the structures. And I remember saying, too, I believe it was then, like, what the hell happened? Not thinking of the bombing and stuff. So, just go back and double check. I know that just because they bomb Atlanta doesn't mean every single square inch of Atlanta is bombed. So it could just be certain sections are worse off than others. Some skyscrapers higher up have definitely damage and stuff. We did see that. So I hope that answers your question. And thanks for the both of you for the super chat support. I appreciate that. I think that is everyone for the super chat. Let me scroll down. Yeah, that's it for the super chat. All right, let's go down. And Tara and Daryl together being that aren't in the comics. Do you think that they did that on purpose? Wait, do you think that The Walking Dead put Tara and Daryl together being that they aren't in the comics? Do you think that did that on purpose? I don't know what you mean by did they do that on purpose, because they didn't put Tara and Daryl together. Not that I remember. And I don't mean together in a relationship. I just mean like together in general. I know there's them in the previews, but that's just story-wise. They both want to kill as many saviors as possible. So I don't think that has anything to do with the comics. How come everyone don't think Eugene is behind it? He was a survivor before. Because of his lack of how do I say that? I was going to say because of you know, his lack of standing or getting around in the area, and he was in the meeting room. But now I'm thinking, you know what? Yeah, Dwight was the only one that left. Remember, Eugene's in the meeting room. The guys are getting guns. The only one that left the meeting room was Dwight when he went to go have a smoke. Remember? So, I think that him being there is one reason, one big reason why they're not exactly. I mean, obviously they're suspect of him, you know. All right, Godzilla. Yeah, I forgot the automatics overheat and catch fire. I saw that video from Iraq Vet 888888888 that you showed in your video about a year ago. Yeah, that's just crazy. I didn't know it was like that, to be honest. Yeah, it's so easy to just look at a gun and think metal. You know, that's it, just metal, just solid metal. Like, it's so easy to look at that and just think like almost indestructible. Nicholas Heath, Q&A. Love your vids, Ronnie. Oh, fucker. Oh, thank you very much for the support. And nice question, by the way. I'm teasing, but I'm kind of serious. Thanks for the support. All right. Trevor from GTA 5 stole the helicopter. Yeah, he did. Where exactly do you think Michonne and Rosita are heading next episode? Maybe one needs to see the Doctor at the Kingdom. No, I don't know if they know the Doctor's gone or not. I think Michonne just said she was driving out to take a look. Right now, I think that's it. They're just going to take a look. Q&A, do you think Siddiq will have a more prominent role in the second half of Season 8? No. I think Siddiq is going to pop up every now and then, but I don't think he needs I don't think he needs a predominant role at all. Even after this, I think he maybe in season 9 start integrating him a little bit more. But in my opinion, he should always be a supporting character. He shouldn't have so far. I mean, if they want to do something a little bit more with his stuff, or if the actor's like, wow, that guy's got a lot of charisma, whatever, yeah, use him more, Do you think that if Merle were still alive, would Alexandria be better or worse off? Well, yeah, Merle would always be better, He's a fighter, a soldier, he's competent, absolutely. So I would say better. That's not an easy question to answer, though, with the single, better or worse, but I would definitely say it would be better. Because by this point in time, Merle would be on board, or he'd be dead, or he'd be gone, so I'd say better. Hyman, seeing as how zombies migrate, couldn't going back to major cities be beneficial at this point? Resources people couldn't get to previously. Yes. I think the only reason we don't see city stuff is because of budget. I love bringing up the budget, especially recently. There's one thing I want to make a whole video about it. Not only was it a little bit annoying, but last week and this week, it's either the same two people, or I think it's the same two people. Every other week, they might be different people. But every other week, they mentioned me about, like, Ronnie, why do you bring up the budget every week? It's the single most important, and you can't argue this. The budget is the single most important aspect of storytelling, especially with a show like The Walking Dead. The single most important aspect. Yes, we will mention it. Saying you can't mention or you shouldn't mention the budget. Keep in mind, last week was a joke. Remember the road? They used the same roads. And I was like, oh, gotcha. And then I joked for like 3 seconds. Can't you buy another road or film down the road? A 3-second joke. That's it. That was mentioned in the budget. Some fans are like, why are you doing that? Da, da, da. Saying you shouldn't mention the budget, and I'm getting to a point here, is as ridiculous and dumb as saying you shouldn't mention the acting in an episode. That goes for anything. Acting, casting, all the important elements, storytelling, writing, dialogue. How dare we talk about the dialogue every episode? Don't. Just forget about it. Drop it. The budget is something. If you're a person out there who thinks you shouldn't bring up the budget, I think it's something on your end where it's a touchy subject for you. For me, it's not. You either utilize your budget correctly or you don't. It's either one or the other. It's not I don't know. I feel like some people get too sensitive with it. They hear budget and they think a negative thing. Because frequently when you talk about a budget, it is more often than not a negative thing. As far as the criticisms go. But budget is important. And keep in mind, they used, let's say season 1 cost them, and it didn't. I'm saying example. Let's say season 1 cost them, $50 million to make. If you gave them $5 million, they would not be able to do what they did with season 1. It would be a completely different show. Budget is the single most important aspect of storytelling. Absolutely. With TV shows. Different with a novel. But it is. There's no way you can't argue it, you can't deny it. Because if you went to The Walking Dead and said, here's $20, go film season 9, they're not getting it done. Everyone's leaving. There's no money. So it is an important thing to bring up. As far as, I was going to circle back around. Oh, there we go. As far as seeing the cities, I thought it would be so epic. You know how they do the webisodes or they introduce new characters? Let's get a webisode of somebody living in a city. He's got his little apartment. Imagine this. Maybe a guy, 2-3 guys living alone. They got their apartment in a skyscraper. You know what I'm saying? The city's gone to shit. They have their way to get up and down, whether it's the stairs, you know, they have their outside the buildings all set up. But imagine that environment, that atmosphere, the way they go. There's a couple, you know, buildings, skyscrapers that fell down in their path, and they are weaving in and out of these buildings that have fallen down, and they are that's what they use to travel, and they scavenge inside the city. That atmosphere alone, I am like rejuvenated as far as my interest in the world of The Walking Dead. If they were like, yo, we got a little mini spin-off of 4 episodes, and it takes place in the city, down skyscrapers. It's, you know, 3 or 4 years into the apocalypse, and it's going to follow this completely different group that doesn't have anything to do with the other main characters. Just that environment alone, I'm reinvigorated. You know, I'm in it. But you can't do that if the budget ain't on a point. So that's why, again, the budget for that story is the single most important thing. Without that budget, you're not going to tell that story. And that story is very different. With the skyscrapers, that atmosphere, take that story and throw it in the woods of Georgia, just for an example. You now drastically changed the entire atmosphere of what you were creating in the city. Now, your question was, shouldn't people go to the cities for more resources? Yes, it would be cool to see as well, but it would cost a shit ton of money on the flip side. So is it worth it budget-wise? Frank Andrews, was I the only one thinking maybe Father Gabriel got bit? I wasn't thinking that. Yeah, I wasn't thinking that. No, I don't think Rick and Daryl's going to be the Rick and Shane situation. Let's see. Somebody said a super chat. Ace of Kings, Q&A. Did that take place before the first episode because they talking about taking Herd to Sanctuary? Ouch. I have no clue what you're saying. Hold on. What? Did that take place before? Yeah, damn it. Dude, put in the comment section down below and say what. You don't have to do a super chat. Just say what. Like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Did that take place before the first episode because they talking about taking Herd to Sanctuary? Did what take place? Help me out, guys. I'm lost. I want to answer that because now you got me thinking. I want to see a Pittsburgh in the Walking Dead universe eventually. So do I. Joe Cool, what's up, buddy? The budget should be like $1 million or so more than it is. The budget is another topic I do want to discuss because, again, too, there's recently someone brought up on Twitter, and I'll put this out there. If anyone finds a video of me on this channel, I don't even care if it's one where I misspoke or I got cut off of what I was saying. Maybe it was a live stream. If I had ever said that the budget was never raised since Season 2, find that video and let me know where it is. Because the budget is an issue where people tell me all the time, the budget's $6 million an episode, $5 million an episode, and it's not. Even if it is $5 million an episode right now, there's no proof of that. Every single person I asked for proof, they get defensive and argue, and they don't provide proof, and they simply say, you're an idiot, look at the TV, it has to be that high. That doesn't help me. Me as a presenter of information, I can't say, this guy on Twitter said, look at the TV, moron, the budget is $5 million. Where do you get that number from? You know, like, oh, the budget's $7 million because it looks so fantastic. If there is proof that the budget is $5 million an episode, $4 million an episode, I don't want to argue that. I just want the proof. So that way when it comes up in conversation, we could go, boom, there it is. You know, that's the budget and yada, yada, yada. And again, too, if you guys if you come across that video, get in touch with me and let me know whether I said that or, because I want to look at it and make sure I even said it or misspoke, because the budget, historically, fans know in The Walking Dead, the budget got mutilated. It got butchered in Season 2. They added more episodes. I think the budget went from $3.2 million. They took it down to, what, 2.4, some shit like that for Season 2 per episode. And then in Season 3, they got a budget increase to 3.4, some shit like that. Roundabout, it went down and then up again in Season 3. Since Season 3, there has not been any confirmed article that confirmed, you know, a budget increase and of how much. Now, if there is an article out there that does confirm it, I am not saying it doesn't exist. I'm saying give us links so we can show everyone else when we talk about it. I don't know. I think arguing over the budget is kind of the most frustrating thing, because some people talk to you as if you want the budget to be small. I don't want that to be true. If the budget's $5 million, I just want the proof so I can show everybody when we're talking about it. What do we got here? What is this? Charmander, why are you always so emotional? He's answered a million questions on yours. You don't need to be butthurt if he misses one of your questions. Oh, Jesus. Charmander, don't do this again, yo. Yeah, and that's a new thing. If you guys are new here, you guys, I'm putting the comments on the chat. You can see it. If I miss it, you could see it. Ask it again, maybe, or something. I don't know what else to say. Thank you very much, Ace of Kings, for the support. I appreciate that. And yeah, as far as the budget being $1 million more or so, if the budget is around $4 million-ish, I definitely, absolutely think it should be more. I think the Walking Dead should have an $8 million an episode budget without a doubt. And before you shit your pants and go, oh my God, that's way too high, you do know the people getting rich off of the Walking Dead are getting, you know, tens of millions of dollars for themselves in profit. Having a few $1,000,000 going back into the episode, it's not making anyone poor. Everyone's still getting rich. So yes, 8 seems high. I think that's a minimum. At minimum, it should be 8. At minimum. If AMC had it at 8, I truly believe the ratings wouldn't have taken such a hit. It wouldn't at all. It would allow the writers to come up with even greater stories. It would not just greater stories, but it would allow them to come up with less restrictions in their storytelling. Joe Silva, if the Saviors destroy Alexandria, can you see Rick and group taking up residence at the Kingdom? No. And again, well, we're not going to get into that, but if any community gets ruined, I think they can simply rebuild. Here we go. Guys, no ads, no porn. Yeah, no porn. I need to watch 805. How do I watch it free? It's $2 on Amazon, bro. The easiest way. Just, it's $2. You know. As for a free way, I have no clue. I don't even mess with any of those sites. I just don't trust them. Oh, Sherry being at Oceanside, that would be cool. David's story. He missed my super chat. It's different than a regular question. Oh, hold on. I missed your... no, Charmander. I have the super chats pulled up right here. There is no super chat, so it didn't go through. I'm guessing. There is no super chat from you. If you want to scroll up here, if you look on the screen as well, I could show you. This is all the way to the top. The first one I have on my list is Benjamin, and I'll even read them before I get to them to show you. Oh, wait a minute. They don't give me all the well, yeah, I guess not. Yeah, I can't go to the top. Sorry. I only have Benjamin, Wisdom, Godzilla, Ace of Kings. That's it for the super chats. So I'm not ignoring your super chat, boss. I didn't get it. So something must have glitched out with this system. And that's Charmander who said that. I just want to make damn straight so people know. Because if you're saying in the comments I'm ignoring super chats, and it's not true, people are still reading that going, oh, well, that's shitty, Ronnie. And I got a log of the super chats, so Charmander, if you're like, I don't believe you, I could just throw the log up there real quick. Matter of fact, watch this. Peep this. Yeah, peep this. Webcam. Move this over. Look at that. These are all the super chats for today. Super chat. Let's go up. 1042. We got Benjamin, Wisdom Fall, Godzilla, and Ace of Kings. Look, we're at the bottom. There's no more super chats. Let's get this. Let's get this back up. Slide this back into place. All right. So I don't know what happened to your super chat. I apologize, but it's not on my end. It's on YouTube's end, I guess. All right, let's see what we got here. What's Rick going to do about the garbage kids? Yeah, this is the thing that frustrates me. I really thought Rick was going to go to the ocean side and be like, look what we did. Come and join us. But it looks like he's going to the garbage pail kids. And, you know, I said this last time. I feel like it's dumb. Rick should definitely go with some snipers, but he knows they got lookouts, which we see that now. It's in the friggin' episode. So Rick knows, you know, they know, or they'll be able to see. He's the leader. He goes in there and he's like, listen, you either make a deal with me or kill me or, you know, keep me or whatever. My crew is going to come here and we're going to destroy you. Keep in mind, Daryl's going to be like, okay, Rick's not back yet. And they're going to take their entire army that they have left. And they're going to go to the trash people and level them if they don't make a deal. So it's iffy. I don't know. We know they strip them naked almost. So maybe she makes a deal. Anyway. Average, Kill 'Em Carl, average 2.75 million per episode since Season 3. Season 3 had got a boost. Now, again, I don't have the specific numbers. And keep in mind, also, it's possible for it to go up and down per episode, too. Just because Season 3 is, like, higher than Season 2 doesn't mean it didn't lose money also. Keep that in mind. And, yes, the buildings and locations, yes, that absolutely costs money. But also on the flip side, keep in mind, not millions of dollars. Hilltop, you know, to build Hilltop, that one building, my uncle could do that for like $10K. You know what I mean? Boom, throw that bitch up, be done with it. I'm sure Hollywood probably pays more. Well, no, that's a pretty big house. No, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Yeah, it's a pretty big house. Maybe I'll put my foot in my mouth on that one. But you know what I'm saying. We're talking, even if it cost, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The point is, it would be nice if we get the proof. And then, yeah, get the proof. And then it's so much easier because then we can go, here's what it is. Anyway, all right, so Charmander. Okay, you're talking about last week, but whatever, I guess. Listen, I try my best. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. If it was last week, I really do apologize. I will double check. Again, I have a log from last week as well. I will go back and look. And if I did, in fact, miss it, bro, I have no problem. I'll pull it out and I'll slap it in another video when we talk. Not a problem at all. Because they keep our logs forever, I would imagine. I have my Super Chat logs exactly who chipped in for months now, if you can go back and look at it. Q&A, any deaths this episode? I don't have cable, but love the show. Yeah, Gabriel died. Dr. something, Banana. Also, if you want to watch Shot Free, quick Google. Blah, blah, blah. Godzilla, am I the only one mad that Daryl was whooping Rick's ass? I'll give it to Rick because he was shot a few days ago, but still. Yeah, I ain't mad. They weren't even really trying to fight, you know. Clickfire, is Negan obsessed with male genitalia? Yes. 805 is Ronnie, why is that the way the show was filmed? Wait, hold on. Do you find Regina's character way over the top? No, I don't. Lots of people getting killed. Every place must be running low on fighters. Is it true? All right, yeah, I'm just gonna, guys, try to do Q&As because right now I'm gonna look for strictly Q&A. Put Q&A first thing because I keep seeing, you know, comments that are going back and forth between y'all, and that's fine. I love it when you guys talk as well. So if you're gonna question, shoot a question at me, I feel like I'm just stuttering over things when I'm reading random comments that don't have anything to do with me, you know, dealing with a question. Oh, I fucked that all up. All right, Chris Rambo said, Ronnie, why is it that way the show was filmed in Season 1 and Season 2 is now different? It looked more real, if you see what I'm saying. I have no idea what you mean. Yeah, I just simply have no clue what you mean. They've been filming with film the entire time. They never changed. And they made a point to bring that up in the behind the scenes, even recently. So they never changed in that aspect. They only changed the showrunners, and they change out the directors and stuff like that. So I'm not sure. To me, it doesn't really. There's artistic differences, definitely, but in styles, another big difference. With season 1, it felt more fluid, like it was one person's style, as opposed to 2 on. It did feel like more people. And I have a feeling that was because of Darabont's, hands-on there the whole time. And you got to understand, that's not just because Frank Darabont is amazing. He's definitely great at what he does. But it's also because that's the first one. Like, you're getting this going. Everything's got to be just right. You got to be in there and yada. Once something is king, the stress level is different. There's stress on both sides, yeah, but it's absolutely different. So with the first one, that was like a make it or break it. Like, whoa, this one they know. Even if we bomb this episode, The Walking Dead's not going to die. Not a one bombed episode. So it's stress, but it's different. I just think that's maybe Frank Darabont's kind of being involved that whole first season. Brian with the Q&A. What did the injured savior Rick Hill say before he died? I couldn't understand him. Oh, the injured Rick's... He said that everyone lost, and he said the only person alive was him of the saviors, and then the king, Carol, and Jerry. That's all he told Rick. And he said everyone lost, no one won. What is it? Taylor77 Q&A. Couldn't hear the conversation between Eugene and Dwight well. Could they be already working together? No. I'm gonna say no. Yeah, just no. Because again, Eugene was piecing it together, what was going on, and there's no reason for the writers to keep that a secret from us. There's no payoff, so I don't think they can be. Is Gabriel infected, or did Negan accurately predict? Where the hell did that go? And I'm hoping you guys see what I did just there. I tried to scroll down a tiny bit to continue reading that quote, that comment, and YouTube just, I don't even know where YouTube put me right now. So I'm going to try my best to scroll back up and see if I can find it, and see how it like goes up far right there. I really wanted to read your question. I don't know if Gabriel is sick, and yeah, Negan did say something about people getting sick, and it might be because they put guts on them. We're going to get to that. Yeah, Gabriel didn't die. I was just fucking around. I mean, come on. Everyone here watched it. If you didn't watch it and you saw that, I was just messing around. Cuban Missile said, yo, Ronnie, what did you think of this episode? I thought it way up there with at least top 10. Well, I just talked about 20 minutes of my in-depth thoughts about the episode, but I'm going to have to say probably 8.5. No, you know what? I'll give it an 8. I'll give it an 8. Now keep in mind, nothing rarely should for me get 9 and 10s. It's got to wow the shit out of me. So, that's high for me. What do we got? Questions. All right. Anna says, do you think Maggie will be able to convince some if the saviors they capture to fight with them? Some, I would imagine. I would imagine there's got to be a couple, Mallory says, was the helicopter... Something's going wrong. I don't think I'm laggy, but YouTube is laggy. When I try to move my mouse, I don't know if you guys see it going on, like, right there. It's just fucked. Was the helicopter a callback to the prison arc, or is it foreshadowing something else? I think the helicopter is... a callback to season 1. Season 1 is when Rick saw the helicopter while he was walking in Atlanta, remember, on the horse, and he saw the reflection through the glass. As far as being in the story, I hope they put it in the story down the line. I don't want that to be a mystery, but if it is a mystery, I think it's cool. Other people are out there living, doing their thing, you know what I mean? I think that's cool. All right, I'm going back to school on Tuesday after 5 weeks and 1 strike. Oh, that's not a... Should Greg Nicotero direct more episodes since almost all of his he directs are some of the best the seasons they're in? I don't think that matters, to be honest. I think they should definitely let him direct as many as he wants. I like him as a director on the show, definitely. The reason I say it doesn't matter is because he's directed a lot, if not mostly, premieres and finales. Yeah, come on. I mean, the premieres and finales are... That's when the most happens. And I hate saying that because it's predictable, but it's TV. That's when they're gonna give you that shit. I don't know. It's like they need to in a way, because you're leaving them for a couple months in the finale. Yeah, so fuck. For me, it doesn't matter because he gets some of the better episodes written anyway. So just give him whatever he wants, you know. Dylan Desco. What's going to happen to the kingdom, and when do you think we'll find out? Nothing. I think the kingdom's done. They're going to take their fighters and continue to fight, and then that's it. Rest in peace to people who died, but yeah, that's it. You know what? I got this. Let me close this. I have this. Something is messing with... yeah, something's messing with my computer now. Yeah, there's nothing else going to happen. They're going to continue to do... They don't have as many guys. You know, they're in mourning, but they're going to do what they're going to do, and then that's it. All right. Ronnie, what the hell is up with that hat, man? Oh, Jesus. Yeah, it was cold outside, and I threw on the hat to go outside. I just didn't take it off. Anyway, what the hell is up with it? Yeah, I think people said I had a haircut. I didn't. I still have the same haircut. I went out for a quick smoke before I did this, and it was chilly out. It's like a condom on your head, though, so I didn't even feel it. Pun intended. Ronnie was joking about Gabriel dying. Yeah, I was definitely joking. All right, let's find that. Let's find that super chat. Is Simon in deep trouble? Like a time clock for him? Oh, in my opinion, there's always a clock for Simon, definitely. Charmander says, did this episode confirm Negan was a high school coach and not a used car salesman? Yeah. I don't know why the hell fans still say Negan was a used car salesman. First off, there's a number of these corporate YouTube channels, and I call them that because they have corporate backing. It's not like a regular person. Like, that's a YouTube channel I love. I think everyone that has a corporate structure, unless you... Yeah, let me keep it simple. Just get the fuck off. You know, we should have a space where it's people who don't want to, who want to do their own thing, and they're coming up from the bottom. But you got so many like corporate people, celebrities coming on here. Like, fuck out of here. You got your shit. Get out. You know, this is for everyone else who's coming up and doing their own little thing. But I see so many of the corporate channels, and I say that because with corporate comes money, comes let's do this because it's hot, not because we have passion for it. So those are the ones that make a lot of the really dumb mistakes. Negan was never a used car salesman. And people who say that clearly didn't read the comic, I guess. Robert Kirkman said that. And the reason I'm saying that as a dick is because Robert Kirkman said that as a joke in the letter hack. Someone kept asking about Negan, and Robert Kirkman, and I think it was about him talking the way he did, and Negan was like, oh yeah, he's a used car, Kirkman said he's a used car salesman. Ever since then, some of these corporate channels and even online internet, you know, articles and stuff would call him a car salesman. I've even seen it on things you didn't know lists, and it's like, what? What? Fucking hell. I don't know. Some of that shit just irritates me. But no, he's not a used car salesman. He never was. If you have proof that he ever was, give it to me, and I will eat grass. Ronnie, are you a MAGA guy? MAGA. Watch the Snowflake mods. Mute me. Just watch. I don't know what the fuck a MAGA is. And look, you're not muted. Pussy. Aramis Films. Hey Ronnie, if the show will outrun the comic storyline, will Kirkman share his future vision for the comic for the No. He already came... Well, unless he's lying. He's already come out. He's already cometh out and said he will not do that. Or will the show and the comic... No, they'll part ways. Unless he's lying. And again, that's what kind of frustrates me with some people when they come out and talk, is they'll be like, oh, I gotta be like say one thing and do something different. He came straight out and said, no. I think he even said George R.R. Martin shouldn't have done that. So no, it'll split different ways. What do we got? Negan the Awesome says, I think the helicopter was an early tease for the New World Order seasons before their introduction. I think that would be a clever way to do something like that, but it gotta be explained, dude. Don't forget distance. Distance is easily forgettable. Tons of people still think the prison is a hop, skip, and a jump away. I've seen the rare comment where people are like, why don't they go to the prison? Or why don't they go to the doctors? Remember the doctors from the Beth storyline? And people forget that it's 600 miles away. You know, just because they're still filming in Georgia doesn't mean the story's still taking place in Georgia. So when you're talking about here to Ohio, bruh, I don't know dick about helicopters, but just by the shape of them, I don't think they can hold enough fuel to go that far out just to scavenge. So I would have to say it would be cool, but if they don't explain why they were so far out, I'm not buying that. That's going to be a hard pill to swallow. But it would be cool. And I said that earlier in this video too. Could Eugene and Dwight already be working together? Couldn't understand a bunch of their combo? No. For the second time. Don Sims. Seems to me that Charmander sabotages the live chats for at least 3 weeks now. Yeah. Charmander, he's young. He's like 13, I think. How old did we say he was? We just got to give him some time. Alright, hold on, because holy fuck. And this is why I can't read all the questions. You guys see this? Look at this. You can see my cursor. All this is new questions. I can't keep up. Which I don't mind. Bring it to me. But sometimes people yell at me for not getting all the questions. And it's like, bro, I fucking try. Alright. Let's find that super chat where Godzilla said, I know they weren't really fighting, but I feel like Rick should have ducked under Daryl's punch and hit him with a right hook to the body. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is another tricky one. I don't know. I could care less if either or won, because for me, I could write it off as in Rick was like, nah, maybe he's just not going to punch me. You know? Maybe he's not going to punch me as hard, or maybe he's just blowing off steam, or maybe it could be anything, or maybe Rick is just like, it's fucking Daryl, he ain't gonna punch me hard, you know? Or maybe Rick is just tired, you know, he just went through a hell of a day, maybe his reactions are just a little slow, you know? That's a better one. I like that one better. I'm gonna go with that. Because the fight didn't mean anything story-wise, for me it was like, I don't care, you know? But I'm going to go with he's worn out. I like that one. Dude, guys, the cold opening was my favorite scene in this season. Really? Thanks for sharing. I did not feel the same. I thought it was okay, but Godzilla. I'm trying to think back, too, now. Wasn't it just... you mean the meeting area. Because I thought you meant when it opens up with Father Gabriel praying, and then we get into the meeting area. I did like that meeting. I did like how they had the meeting, and then they followed Negan walking out going, sorry, I was in a meeting. I did really like that, too. Godzilla said they have Daryl fall off a bridge in a van and be fine. Deck Negan when he's hurt, and now this. They never make Daryl look weak at all. He's always treated like a greatest of all time on this show. Like a goth. I don't know what goth means. Go great as fuck on this show. Yeah, I don't know what goth is. Yes, they do make Daryl kind of what's the word I'm looking for? And I mean Daryl loses too, but when he loses, it's in situations where there's like, you know, there's no win in this situation. There's no, you know what I'm saying? I still stand by some of the stuff I said. Daryl should never have punched Negan. He should have tried and failed. It would have been more realistic. But I agree with you. They do make Daryl. They give him a lot of the Superman superhero shit. Unstoppable. Everybody's salty about Daryl beating on Rick, but when was the last time Rick didn't get his ass kicked hand to hand? Did I forget a time he won? It depends on what you mean by hand to hand. If you just mean like a straight up fight, he's still alive. So just off the top of my head, he has to have won something. Are you counting the Joe? And again, for me, I could care less either or. I think one of the bigger complaints on my end is Daryl is like, he's super powered, you know. And again, continue to do what they're doing for him, just trim it back slightly. Bring it back to a little more of the realism. And, you know, you get it. We've talked about this before. You get it. They're human, you know, and they're probably having fun. And, you know, for Daryl, Norman Reedus, he's probably like, oh, my God, you know, Jeffrey Dean Morgan's his buddy. They're probably like, I want to punch Negan, you know. I guarantee that had to have come up on set. Like, no, I'm punching that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee that had to have happened on set. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing at all. I'm just saying they're human. That shouldn't have happened. They should have kept it toned down. And the scene would have been better for it, I think. Slightly better. Not, you know. But as far as Rick winning, what hand-to-hands has he had? I know he's like... He fought the guy in the bathroom, the Claimer. I mean, are you going to give him... It wasn't like a fist fight, but still. He fought the governor, and he fucking wrecked the governor. It wasn't even a contest. I'm just teasing. No, I'm not. Who's planning to take Dwight out? They better not. They better think again. Ronnie is a funny. Ronnie is a funny. Laugh out loud. He doesn't know what MAGA is. MAGA. Nope. If you'll say it, I'm sure I know what it is. I'm just having a brain fart here. It's so true. Charmander. The deaths are emotionless. Don't hit me like they used to, bro. Fuck that guy. MAGA is Make America Great Again. It's a Trump thing. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I could give a fuck less about any politician out there, so I'm not. MAGA is a dumb thing out there, though, for both sides. I don't care who I lose right now by saying that. It's a dumb thing on both sides. People make such a big deal out of that hat. That hat, right? It's more than the hat, or it's the hat. I'm pretty sure it's just the hat. It's a fucking hat. Move on with it. Yvette Nicole Brown versus Ronnie Hayes. Discussion off out loud. You should make a vid with her. You both make great predictions in a great convo about the show. Oh, Yvette Nicole Brown. She's the bomb. I like when she's on the show. I think The Talking Dead would do a lot better if they had a better balance of joking around with serious people. You know, you have a talk show for The Walking Dead after The Walking Dead, and you know, 80% of the people they put on there, it's as if they're so nervous about taking a fucking TV show about zombies serious. Everything they say is a joke. Like, what do you think is going to happen? Go back and watch all their predictions. I guarantee you it's like 9 times out of 10 when someone predicts something. Here's a fan on The Talking Dead, and I say fan because it's celebrities. Make a prediction for what's going to happen next, and the fan is always like, well, yo, I think Michonne is going to be like, nah, fuck this Rick, Daryl's the man, and he's going to go with Daryl, and then there's going to be a zombie that's going to crawl out of Carl's butt, and he's going to be like, yo, Carl Papa, and then he's going to go for his pudding. Carl's going to be like, nah, fuck that, homie. He's going to rip out his other eye, eat it, shit it out, pick it back up, throw it at the zombie. The zombie's going to take Negan's bat, hit the ball, and then it's going to fucking hit Negan in the head, and he's going to die. as ridiculous as that is, that's how people react when you ask them anything on Talking Dead. Not everyone. There's most of them, though. I want a sequel or spin-off comic eventually. For what? The Walking Dead? Charmander, how does Ronnie not know what MAGA means? Seriously, laugh a lot. I know what it means once you said it. I just... I did not follow politics, so it's not, like, ingrained there, you know what I mean? Ronnie, how's your day? It's going good. It's going good. I'm fucking tired. Yeah, I could care less at all about a hat that has a politician's slogan on it. You know? I just could care less. Azurwind. Ronnie, do you think AMC will create 2 unique seasons involving the helicopter, a new faction, and fill the time skip? No. We'll create 2 unique seasons? No. I don't think they need 2 unique seasons. I think 1 is a stretch. 2 is a huge stretch. I think it's possible. They could come up with something, sure. I don't know why they would need to do that, though. You know what I mean? They could have just taken their time a little bit, you know, previously, filled out the story more, and you would have those seasons like the way it is. Why, Ronnie, why have the deaths become so unemotional? Sasha's death was a boring... Alright, we're almost at the bottom. Where the hell did those super chats go? I'll just have to go. I wanted to put them on the screen, but I'll go over to the side. Why have the deaths become so unemotional? Sasha's death was in a boring episode and not sad at all. Meanwhile, grown men cried when Lori died. I can't answer this for everyone. I've seen a couple comments where people were sad that Sasha died, you know, and they cried. Very few. It's different. It's absolutely different. Something like Lori's death, everything going on there, and something like Sasha's death being something that kicks off a war, a battle, absolutely different, and it's going to affect people differently. I know people that bawled when Abraham got hit, you know, not just dead, but hit, like that's his death, but when he got hit, they were bawling, and then people didn't bawl till Glenn got hit. There wasn't people who, I was the same way. I didn't feel anything or get choked up. It was a loss. It was like you know, but I didn't get choked up or feel that emotional until Maggie and Rick were like afterwards, the aftermath. So I think it's different for everyone. I'm not going to be able to lock it down, but I will say there's definitely a big part that has to do with where the story's at and what the story is doing. Something like Sasha, it's not an emotional death. You could be sorry the character's gone, sorry the whatever. It's going to have the least amount of people bawling. And that is a horrible example, not on your part, but there's a horrible example to use to compare for other deaths, because not all the deaths are the same. And it shouldn't be. That's just wrong. You shouldn't feel the same way for every single death. It shouldn't be emotionally crushing for every single one. So I will partially disagree with that being the case. On the flip side, I will say, yeah, there is something going on with some of the newer characters. The deaths, even some of the ones that have been in it for a little bit, the deaths just don't have as much emotional oomph as not so much as they used to, but because there's a lot of deaths in the past that didn't have an emotional oomph. Jackie, Jim, Amy, a lot in the first season. Second season, we can go on and on, pretty much most of them. It's only the really impactful deaths. It's only reserved for a certain cluster of characters. Those characters can't die frequently, or else we're going to lose cast. You know what I mean? I butchered that, but somewhere in that nonsense is how I really feel. Now, I guess I got to scroll over here because I can't find the... Yeah, I'm at the end. I can't find the super chats. Hold on, I'm going to get to your super chat in a second. I know we had Godzilla's. Okay, that's what I did. That's what I did. Wait. Godzilla, I meant to say God, not Goff. Oh, I thought it was like one of those acronyms or some shit. Peter Z, $10 super chat. Well, thank you very much for the support, Peter Z. What's he saying? Oh, yeah. he got muted and kicked. I don't know why people... Listen, I could see finding someone you don't like being like, man, Ronnie's a dick. And then, oh, shit, he's live. I'm going to go fuck with him. I could see that, you know, popping in or whatever. I can't see someone just... Is your life that meaningless at this moment? Like, you have nothing better to do than just, like... And we even let him go. The mods let him go for a little bit, like, talking all his political crap. Who gives a fuck? You know? Like, who gives a fuck? We're here talking about The Walking Dead. This dipshit's talking about a fucking, stupid shit. Okay, so I can't find them. So, Godzilla, I know they weren't really fighting, but, okay, we did that. Alan said that, and then Peter, I'm going to say Goff. Godzilla, okay, so here we go. Now we're back on track. Godzilla said, he meant to say God, not Goff. Gal Gadot is stunningly beautiful, by the way, just sidebar. Godzilla, the Gov beat Rick because he was shot in the leg before the fight, and for those who say Pete beat his ass, Rick let him punch him in the house and then literally said, you want to stop. I'm not giving the Pete one. I'm not giving that to Pete. First off, Pete outweighed him, taller than him, outweighed him possibly. And you're right. Rick was not at all throwing down in the beginning. They went through that window together. That was not a Rick being aggressive, giving it at all. No way in hell. So the Pete one, no. That's like when someone isn't trying to fight and then the other person's just raging and one person tries to calm him down and you say the person raging won the fight. It's like, no. Dude guys, so I agree with you on that one. Godzilla, definitely. Dude guys, I already thought Laura and A-Rat were hot, but they became hotter in this episode. Also, can Gabriel get between Negan and Rick and propose peace? He can try. I think they can use Gabriel to spill out some type of narrative that could help a little bit. Interesting. Did I get that right? How the hell are Negan and Daryl going to live together in the new beginning? I don't see it happening, man. Also, Ronnie, I like the beanie. I'm getting a haircut tomorrow, and I've got mine ready to go. Hell yeah. I got this one. I got a black one. I used to have two military hats that, they don't look military. They're kind of like, I don't even know what they're called. Scratched out. Damn, I don't know what they're called. I used to get them at the Army and Navy store. There was a black one and a green one, but they don't have them down here, not that I can find. Anyway, but yeah, when you got short hair, man, when you buzz your head, because this even is getting too long. My daughter's begging me not to cut it, but I want to buzz it down. But I buzz it straight with the shaver, like no guards. So my head gets cold as shit. Thank you very much for that super chat support. I really appreciate that. I got to scroll down here to the other super chat, though. I don't want to forget, so everyone's seeing me scroll. I'm not trying to skip you on purpose. Tim Remington said, why did they use Garbage Pail Kids instead of introducing Magna's group early? I don't think I can handle the way they talk for another season. You know what? Honestly, I don't know. I don't like the way they talk. I agree with you. If it wasn't for the way they talk and living in a... I think we need to see it a little bit more to be comfortable with some of the shit they do. Like living in a garbage heap, on one side I'm like, that's dumb. You know what I mean? Because you get infected, it's dirty, it stinks, it's yada, 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 yada. But if they're living there because people try to, people will not go to a garbage dump to rob them. You know, I would never think that. Oh, let me go to the garbage dump because there's probably people hiding out there. No, they're going to go to places like Alexandria. Well, you know what I'm saying? So if they, and we know this, like that's probably the case. It's got to be. But if they show it, you know, if they let it play out and they flesh them out on the show, I think that works a lot better. What do we got here? I know we're running kind of long. Yeah, 120. Yeah, let's give it another, we're an hour and 20 minutes into it. Let's give it another little bit. And we'll shut her down. Let's go to the bottom again, and yeah, the shipping is out of control. Brian Ackham, how did Negan know the guts trick? Well, don't forget what's around the perimeter of the sanctuary. Negan knows a lot more than the guts trick. That's not something that just you know, Rick and what's his name, Glenn. That's not something that they just did. Other survivors learn that as well. The people in Fear, they learned that early on, you know. So I don't know what the story around him actually learning it is, but you pretty much make up anything and that'll fit it, you know. Lynette, greetings from Belgium. What did you think of that one woman in the ending yelling, "Thank you, Negan, thank God for you"? Well, she was a bit ridiculous and a bit of a brown noser. Yeah. She's a brown noser. Thank God for you? That's a bit much, bitch. What do we got? Where's that other super chat? I know I'm missing another one. There it is, Godzilla. Thank you, Ronnie. I remember reading so many comments back in the day saying Pete beat his ass, and like, no, he didn't. Rick was holding back. Yeah, people could say that, but no, I'm with you on that. I think Rick was holding back. Slendy Gaming. I don't know. Rick was the only one who saw the helicopter in the first season, and in today's episode, I think he is imagining it or something like why he's not with someone when a helicopter passed by. Well, that's just the thing, though. No one's there. Even with the first season, no one was there. No one saw it there, you know? So I'm going with he saw it, but no one was there. I don't think it would make any sense for him to just hallucinate a helicopter randomly like that. I just don't think that makes any sense. And even if they try to do it like that, again, unless they pad that with more information, it just doesn't make any sense. And then we got people talking about shipping Daryl and Jesus. Yeah, I don't get that either. I don't understand why people want them as a relationship. I like Ronnie bald. I think I've just gotten used to it. Back in 2015, used to him with hair. Now I'm used to him bald. Yeah, that's another weird thing too, because I grew my hair out first time in my life. Listen, I've been shaving my head since I was like since I was like 13. And when I started the YouTube channel, I had I'm trying to show you I don't have a picture in this. Yeah, right here. Oh. When I was... Oh, I just fucked shit up. What did I do? No, there it is. Yeah, I'm 15 there. No, 16. Fuck, I forget. I might be 17, to be honest. Yeah, I'll probably have to find an older picture, but that's a scar. I had a scar on my head because I got in a bar fight. Badass one. Badass. And it was this one? I think this is the one where someone hit me over the head with a stool. And it split that shit open. And I won. So fuck him. Where's the exit? Oh, alright. So yeah. I grew my hair out just as I was getting, 20,000 subs on this channel. So everyone knew me having hair. And then I shaved it. So many people were like, why? And I was like, bro, I've had a shaved head my entire life. I just grew my hair out because, well, at the time I was going to film a little short, like an independent film thingy. What do you think of the news that there will be a Star Wars trilogy after Episode 9 as well as live action? Oh, Star Wars is, bro, it's game over. What do I think about it? They're going to milk it, And as long as they bring in passionate storytellers, then I'm fine with that. But if they're just going to milk it till it's dead, well, rest in peace, Star Wars, It was fun while it lasted. What else we got? Ty Mad Dog. Do you think the accidental death of the stunt double that happened earlier this year while filming has affected any of the scenes we will see or not? No, I don't think so. I believe the news said that was like episode 6 or 8 or 9, some shit like that. But no, I don't think it's gonna affect the show at all. They might tame down the scene if they decided not to do it, you know, afterwards. But I don't think it'll affect anything. Were all the saviors in the hallway workers, or also did you agree with Rick's? Yes, all the ones from what we know, they were all the workers. Do you agree with Rick's assessment that an attack on the sanctuary could actually unite the workers and fighters? Oh yeah, I am 100 in a million. Listen, if you're there, you know, and you're living yada yada yada, and someone comes after you, blows up the building, you know what I'm saying? Like in that way, your families, there's limbs of your loved ones lying all around, and walkers are charging in to eat yous. Wouldn't you go, oh yeah, you know, they're my enemy now? No matter what happens, if you blew up that place and killed someone's family member, it doesn't matter what you say later on. You're their enemy, possibly for life. So I definitely agree with Rick. Q&A. Do you see Magna making her first appearance before episode 12? Magna before episode 12? No, there's just no reason for that. Magna's purpose in the beginning of the story in the comic is to introduce us into the new beginning. Now I know they're already introducing us into the new beginning, so we got to reevaluate that. But we're crowded right now with a big story. We don't need Magna. Save her for 9, you know? Did Gabriel contract leprosy from the guts? The walkers in the sanctuary courtyard looked like they died of leprosy, decayed, and yet... Oh, I really don't know. I mean, he probably got something. Am I missing a super chat? Yeah, he probably got something. Yeah, there it is. Once Pete slammed his head against a wall, Rick said, fuck this, and tackled him through a window. And then when we were in the streets, we could see Rick grabbing Pete's hand. He was trying to restrain him, not fight him. Yeah, he was. He started losing his shit slightly. It looked like he was like, man, I'll just choke this fucker out, you know? But yeah, he was definitely restraining him, not fighting him. He could have, it would have been nice, how about that, to see them just full on, let's fist fight this shit. Let's fist fight it out. What the fuck are rotten zombies whose muscles can barely walk? Wait, hold on. What's this question? Shadow X. Why the fuck are rotten zombies whose muscles can barely walk take down tigers and tear through walls with just bare hands? I don't know. I just think it's a matter of perspective. There's rotten zombies, sure. Not all of them are completely rotten. There was even one that didn't even have any rot on his face. It was like a younger guy. Given we only saw like this part, so we didn't see a little bit of this side. That side could have been falling off. But he wasn't all rotted yet. He was just gray. So they weren't all rotted and falling apart. And about the wall, that could have been an area with some previous damage. It could have been an area that got weakened because of the blast, or it could have been a wall that was, you know, messed up earlier and never got fixed. I mean, I see it as a weak wall. Then again, Hollywood does this shit all the time where people take knives and put it through bathroom stalls. Fuck out of here. That shit's not going through like that. Not the way they do it, you know. I don't even know if you'd be able to do that. Yeah, I don't know. So Hollywood does that with everything. It's not just with them with the zombies. So I think that's something for Hollywood to get under wraps. And again, too, is I'm waiting for that filmmaker that to come and make everything about his movie realistic. Like if you can't do it in real life, we're not doing it in the movie. And I know some people are like, oh, that's dumb, da da da. Those are my favorite moments. Like when I watch some of these movies that just look so real, it's like, I mean, you're just glued to the screen, you know? That's my shit. I love that. I love the realism. So, one day we'll get that. Hey, Ronnie, I remember Kirkman and Norman saying before the season started that Daryl would still be haunted by Glenn. So far, we haven't seen that. Do you think we will see that happen this season? Sure, but we've also been dealing with a lot of the war, so there hasn't really been time, I would say. So we might get that coming up. Father Gabriel forgot the guts. Wait a minute. He was in No Way Out. What did he mean when he said take Gabriel to number 2? Do you stream so early? I always catch the last part. Okay, so as far as Gabriel forgetting the guts trick, no, I didn't get the impression he forgot the guts trick. He was in No Way Out. What did he mean when he said take Gabriel to number 2? He meant room number 2. Yeah, but I don't think Father Gabriel forgot. I just didn't think he understood what, or he wanted Negan to clarify what he was saying, just to be on the same page. And I stream early because I got to get to bed early and get my kid up for school in the morning. Also, I stream right after the episode, so if the episode was on an hour earlier, I'd do it then. An hour later, I'd do it then, you know? I agree it was her death. It was unrealistic, but it still got me. She could have just joined Carol, Ezekiel, and Jerry. Oh, you know what? Who else is looking at Daryl and Tara? Oh my god, is that how far out we are? Fuck. Daryl and Tara going on their own now. Kind of like Rosita and Sasha last season. I'm kind of like, I don't know if I like this already. It feels too repetitive. You got two people who were like, we're going to do our own thing. I'm like, oh, man. All right. Ronnie, is the helicopter going to be a hint of a future group? I thought at first it could be rescue for Negan. Negan always has a plan to see Daryl blow up. A helicopter would be awesome. I don't think it should be for Negan. I don't know. I don't think I like that idea. I don't know. That's a rough one. I mean, yeah, sure, maybe. And as far as being a setup for a future group, I'm happy with that. I think the more I think about it, I'll be really fine the more I think about it with just a random helicopter. Because think about it. There's people out there doing their shit. You're going to see people who are not going to enter the story. It has to happen. Excited for Last Jedi. When I heard the title, I was worried. Yada, yada, yada. Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited, but I'm a little reserved. I'm cautious. Ryan, do you think Daryl will become the new Shane? No, not at all. No, I don't think Daryl's anything like Shane. Well, whatever happened to Maria Bello being cast 2 years ago and not appearing yet? No, her casting was for this episode. This season, I believe. I'm almost 100% positive. A lot of people, and that's why we did a video on this way back in a while ago, and that's why I said pay close attention to this channel. I might be a dick, but one thing I try to do my absolute best is to give realistic expectations for what we're going to see. A lot of people read that story and they said Maria Bello's coming. She's going to be alpha, because it's clickbait. You're going to click the shit out of that. But the real thing, and I believe I even said this too, if you look at the real story, she loves The Walking Dead, and she mentioned she wants to be on The Walking Dead, and she doesn't care what she does. She doesn't care if she's a big role or a little role, and apparently there's someone who works on The Walking Dead as a producer, I believe it was, and they are friends with her. So they said, yes, we'll do it. So keep in mind, it doesn't mean she's going to be a main character. They could have her on even as a zombie, she said, and you would never know it was her, just as a zombie. So keep in mind, it's not like it's not a definite you're going to see her. You know what I mean? Not at all. But it's possible it could come up. What helicopter? I never saw a helicopter. Oh, you got to go back and rewatch the episode then. Fuck YouTube, man. I'm telling you what, you got to do a live stream in order to realize how shitty the scroll is. It just bounces. Would you like to see a Shane as a hallucination? No, I don't care. That's over with. What else do we got? Right here's a Q&A. Do you think Gabriel could have had a heat stroke because the heat was off and he was already in a hot room? It's possible. It's possible, sure. Take a walk with me. Did Michonne see the helicopter? Is that why she went out and about? I don't know how far away Rick is from Alexandria, so I'm not sure. But based off of the preview, I didn't get that feeling. I got the feeling she just wanted to get out. She was getting stir crazy and wanted to go take a look somewhere. Do you think it's lazy that they used the guts trick 3 times now? No, it's realistic. If you knew about the guts trick in that world, you would use it as much as necessary. I think it's annoying when they don't use it in moments where they should use. Like right now, they're trapped. How are they getting out? Guts. If they're not using guts, you know, that's a fail. Jalen, Ronnie, do you think Negan knows about Dwight's betrayal? Negan, no. Negan is always 4 steps ahead. I honestly think this is all playing his way. He's smarter than... If you can explain how what he's doing now is helping him, I'll believe you. But I personally don't feel that. And a part of that is because Hollywood likes to do the aha moments, gotcha. And I can't get excited by those if it's not grounded in reality. Like Dwight is working with the survivors. If Negan knows it right now, it doesn't help him at all to let Dwight do whatever he wants. He's given the workers guns. He's allowing the environment to become extremely volatile and out of Negan's control, and he's letting them go. Why? It doesn't benefit Negan any. So if they do that and they don't explain it, I'll be pissed. But yeah, I don't like those moments where they're like, aha, you know? Alright, I hate CG in Star Wars. They're so cheap, they make billions. Sizzle, do you think Eugene is still Team Negan, or is he trying to sabotage the Saviors? I think Eugene is always Team Rick at heart. Q&A, shouldn't Negan's jacket be ruined after the guts trick? Yes, that's why I was hoping he would take it off. Unless he's got extra some equal to spare, unlikely. Yeah, I was hoping he would take it off and just carry it in. Why did Gabriel kneel so quickly to Negan? Gabriel's smart. He knows what time of day it is. We got another super chat. Where's it at? Oh, this thing. Wait, hold on. Let me find it. Oh, you're all the way up there. Jordan says, could it be possible that the helicopter is Walker Madison? Nick, Alicia, Crazy Dog, Walker said they were going north and has choppers. Well, here's the thing. Now that you say that, I'm thinking, oh, Christ. Did they throw something in there? You know? But keep in mind, it's not now. Because where we're at in Fear the Walking Dead is 2 years behind in timeline-wise where we are with The Walking Dead. So in order for that to be Fear the Walking Dead characters, they would have had to traveled for 2 years to get there. You get what I'm saying? So maybe they were in one area for 6 months. They started traveling, stopped again for a few months, started traveling, stopped again for 6 months. It could be them. I'll give it to you. Sure, it could be Fear characters on the helicopter. But the timeline is very important because of The Walking Dead being so far ahead. Q&A. Tonight's episode was extended with an extra 5 or 6 minutes. Oh, yeah, that's another thing. I didn't know they were extending this episode. That was a pleasant surprise. Let's see. We got another super chat. Yo. Where are we at? Boom. Where's that super chat? Not you, Godzilla. You're coming. Mark Scott. Tell us the story about why you are streaming from a different location today. That's coming. It simply had to move logistics. I simply had to move rooms. I was having some issues with that room. Number of different issues. Tiny confined. There was the what is it? The water heater. I mean, there was a whole one door that you couldn't block that had everything you got to get to. It was just an ordeal. One thing after the other. So I had to switch some areas around. I'll show it off and explain it in greater detail while I can show the rooms off. But this one is cool because it's had what I've tried to do for a while, as much as possible. Create different areas where I can stand and record. Over there, let me see this. Like if I wanted to, I can stand and record. I'm getting that all set up. And then behind me is going to be that. And then, oh, shit, I have that door open. And then the closet area. So there's the bookcase and then the shelf and the middle and the bookcase. See how it's all like one huge wall? It'll all have stuff on it when it gets all set up. And then all the artwork that you guys send in, I didn't do any of that yet. And then over here is all the stuff for the comic book, all that area. So we have a whole huge area now to do different stuff. So the comic book stuff for Doomsday Kingdom is done over there, like printing out the postage, packing it up. I have other tables that fold up. I open it up and then package all the orders and stuff. So let me scroll down here, get the rest of the super chats, and then I'll get back to the list. So if that answers your question. Let me check the list. Godzilla, you forgot my super chat. Let me scroll up. Mark Scott, Jordan, Godzilla. I also love Negan this episode. The lines he said felt like comic book Negan, but when he punched Gregory, Gregory should have been knocked on his ass. He punched Gregory? You mean Gabriel? I thought that was funny. You know, if you mean Gabriel, I don't remember him punching Gregory, but if you meant Gabriel, I love that shit. But I will disagree. Oh, jeez. I will disagree. To me, it wasn't a knock you on your ass punch. It was just a, I'm going to make your nose sting with a little jab. Hiccups. Just because he took a shot at him, you know? Yeah. I thought that was funny. I like that. Charmander said, Ronnie, did you know that Yada 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 was made popular by Seinfeld? Yeah, I'm sure in the back of my mind I knew that. I like Curb Your Enthusiasm, too. QNet. Ronnie, will you drink while playing Last of Us 2? I know I will drink Coke, laugh out loud. So excited for that game. Oh, jeez. I can't wait, y'all. I'm so excited. It's unbelievable. Aren't you worried about crossover from Fear? I feel like they want to get the main show involved in their silliness to get viewers hooked up, but it's only going to hurt the main show. I'm trying not to be negative about it, but at this time, I do not believe a crossover is a good idea. I didn't think it was a good idea since the very beginning. There's no purpose for it. There's zero purpose for it. I think it's impossible to argue. It's kind of crooked now. I think it's just impossible to argue a good reason for it. There isn't. Story-wise, I think, and there's nothing wrong with being honest and just being like, yeah, it's for ratings. You know, we gotta do more than what we're doing now. Anyway, Ronnie, will you bring back the Q&As? They aren't on. Wait, the Q&As that aren't on the stream? No, no, I will not. During the off season, we will. During the breaks between the season, the mid-season break and the off seasons, I will bring back the Q&As. Every now and then, we may do some for big moments during the show and stuff, but no. The Q&As, and I did enjoy them, but in order to do the Q&As, not only was it taken away from the other, you know, if I did Q&As this year, I couldn't do the in-depth analysis. They take too long to do. I couldn't do some of the other videos I would prefer getting out. But the biggest reason I don't do the Q&As anymore is because of spoilers. Right now, you get people putting spoilers into the comment sections, sure. And we have spoiler mods that try to delete as many spoiler comments as they find. However, when we do the Q&As, because I remember with the last one I tried doing, the very last one, it's an open invitation. It just gets flooded. And the problem is somebody will say something like, hey, Ronnie, do you think Daryl's going to shoot Morales in the throat with a, you know, in fucking episode 3? And I'll read that as a Q&A, and here it's a spoiler. And it's terrible. And I don't know if it's a coincidence or if it's working, but this year is the first year we stopped doing the Q&As. And this year, I have probably seen the least amount of spoilers I ever have since I've been online talking about The Walking Dead. It's so rare. There's only one spoiler that got through. Well, 2 that got through. And the one we will talk about in tomorrow's video. I did a video on it, and I forgot to post it. But I have that coming. It's about something coming up, but I'm hesitant about doing that even because I don't want to discuss spoilers because then people keep discussing them, you know. Anyway, no, we will not bring back the Q&As for the off season. They're still good. We're gonna do them then. Not every single day, though. I want to make that very clear, because that's something that comes. And I know Trev Chan does it every single day. That's his thing, and that's awesome. Rock out with it. If it fits his schedule, if that's what he loves doing, that's great. When we do them here, though, it's, you know, maybe once a week, once a month, once every other month. It's going to be on that level. We can't do them every day. Have you watched Netflix's Punisher? If so, what do you think of it? Disappointing. I do enjoy it, though. I love Jon Bernthal, so if he wasn't in it, I wouldn't watch it. And The Punisher is my all-time favorite comic book, you know, character ever since I was little. Up there with, you know, like Batman's probably like number 2. The Punisher was number 1 for years, and the writing and some of the casting and some decisions, just embarrassing. There's some really strong moments, there really is, but it's being weighed down by some of the weak fluff. Trev's Chan Hayes, we will do our collab when you come up with an original name. Do you feel that there could have been a better character for Negan to open up to? No. No. Godzilla with another super chat. Yeah, I meant Gabriel. I think we can find that super chat. Yeah, I meant Gabriel. I guess he didn't punch him that hard. Also, if you've seen The Punisher, how do you feel about it? I fucking love it. Oh, shit, I just burst your bubble down. Well, I didn't burst your bubble. You still love it, but... yeah, the Punisher. I'm going to make a video about it. We'll talk about it. The one thing that annoys me, though, is going so long with not having the Punisher look. It just annoyed me. And I'm usually the person saying, hold it off, build it up, do something down the line. But with the way they handled it, I was just like, come on, just give him the fucking vest, man. I want to see the Punisher in his outfit, not some asshole in a ski mask, you know. Take a walk with me, he said. Yo, Ronnie. Waterfall said, yo, Ronnie, when we have another gameplay of The Last of Us? Don't get me wrong, I do like all your vids, man, but I need more vids of your gaming trunk. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I have no clue. At this point in time, it's like stalled. Put it this way, if I can't squeeze one in this week, we're not getting them until The Walking Dead is on break. I don't know. It's just too difficult. I just don't have the time. Like I got to get off soon now because I'm getting like 3 hours of sleep just between being a dad and the channel and work. This past 2 weeks have been rough, and I still couldn't get out that all-out war explained. You know what I'm saying? Q&A. Did you hear there'll be a Lord of the Rings TV series? Yeah, I heard about that. A prequel series that leads up to the Fellowship. I don't care about that. If it's amazing, I'll check it out. But other than that, I don't care. Oh, yeah, you can go. Oh, wait a minute. I missed you. Where'd you go? I want to ban you, boy. What else we got? Negan, fucking awesome. Ronnie, I think they're milking Star Wars. I think, yeah, we gotta go though. Get last couple questions in. We're gonna go in a 5 minutes probably. What time is it? Yeah, we'll go in 5 or 3 minutes. I really wasn't expecting to go for 2 hours, but I have fun, so we always run a little long. Could Daryl have seen the chopper? It's possible, but again, they're in completely different areas. I don't know. It's possible. I put it that way. It's possible. Could the chopper be future foreshadowing? Yes, I think it's possible. It could be. Ronnie, I don't think they're milking. Wait, Ronnie, I don't think they're milking Star Wars. I think as long as they're good writers, they can keep it going for decades to come. I really hope they choose a good story from the new trilogy. Will you make a rating vid about The Walking Dead? Will you make a rating vid about... No. The ratings is something that I could care less about. A rating vid is not going to do anything. It's not in danger right now. You know, it's just simply not. Whether there's 7 million views or 17 million views, it's not in danger. When it dips, and I've said this before repeatedly, I think, when it dips below 5 million... and it lingers there for a little bit, give it 3 weeks in a row below 5 million. We will make a vid. Then it's an issue. Then it's worth talking about. At 7 million, the best you're gonna get, and picture this: the video. Anyone? Well, I shouldn't say that. I'm sure there's a ton of people who did videos on it. So I don't want to be a dick and be like, oh, anyone who made a vid is just milking it, because that's something you would bring up as a Walking Dead channel. You'd mention it, sure, but here's the extent of the conversation. The worst that's going to happen is they trim the budget a bit. If it continues with, what is it at, 8 million? I don't even think they need to at this point, because it can always bounce back and there's always other sales and other shit going on. Yeah, with the ratings, when it drops below 5, we can chit chat about it. I think then it would be an issue. And again, nothing's instant. Nothing would be instant. Have you played COD? No, I haven't. I do want to check it out, though. Have you heard about the casting and production news for Fear the Walking Dead? Yeah, that's interesting, and that definitely has me interested for the new series. The Walking Dead spin-off comic, I meant. Oh, The Walking Dead spin-off. Do you watch it on AMC or online? AMC. Do you think Gabriel was in the hot box and that's why he's sick? I thought he was sick, Alright, Talking Dead, they showed a bonus scene for next week. Carl finds that guy from the gas station and he's trying to talk to him. Why would they do that? Is this an important character from the comic? No. He's a comic character, but he's not an important character from the comic. Yeah, he's just not important. In the comic, he's a character at this time. That's it. He's just somebody. I don't know how they're remixing it into the show, but they seem to be doing they seem to be trying to tie him up with a decision Rick has to make coming up, it feels like. If you could change anything from this episode, what would it be and why? Oh, geez. The dialogue. I would change the dialogue. Some of the dialogue between Negan and Gabriel felt stiff. It felt like stuff Gabriel said. I can see a writer who's thinking about saying that because he wants Negan to say this. So I would have the dialogue polished up. What do you think Travis Chan got to 100K downloads a lot faster than you did? Wait, hold on. Q&A. Why do you think Travis Chan got to 100K subscribers a lot faster than you did? He doesn't. He has 200. He has 200 and something. He's got over 200. I don't remember what it is. But he didn't actually. Travis Chan, since you're going to be a dick about it, Travis Chan took, what, 4 or 5 years to get 100,000 subscribers. I did it in a year, less than a year. Yeah, I think less than a year. I blew up from like nothing to 20K. And again, it's right place, right time. I started doing Walking Dead videos, and right place, right time. If I did that now and started from scratch, I don't know if it would blow up the same way it did back then. But I gained 20K in what? Remember, if you go back and watch, it was like in 1 week. It went from 2,000 to 20K. It was quick. I remember. It was a big deal for me. I was like, holy shit, this is so damn cool. But yeah, I gained my 100K in that 1 year when I started doing the Walking Dead videos, because I did the dumpster dive stuff for like a year, and dumpster diving fluctuates between channels that have like 4K on the average that's constantly doing it, and then there's a couple channels I think that are bigger, but they do gaming as well, maybe. But then when I switched over, I had 2K. I switched over doing Walking Dead videos, and I think it was, I'm going to go back and look, because I don't want to say something that's not true, but let's say it took me 2 years. I'm comfortable with that. But yeah, Travis Chan's been doing it for a long time, so I take pride in that. Absolutely. Fuck yeah. Because it means you're not a slouch, getting it done. People are supporting. They stay supporting. Fuck yeah. Take pride in that shit. What kind of villain would you like to be in Fear? That's a tricky one. I don't know. Good questions, though, Captain Cole. Terrible timing. Ended a live stream. I'm like done. So my brain is shut off. I love some of these questions. I would like to answer these in another time. As far as the villain one, though, I would want to sit down and polish something completely different. You know what I'm saying? Completely different. The Walking Dead, we're at a point in time where We need to stray away from some of the stuff that's being repetitive, you know, start really digging in and doing something. Well, I appreciate that, Don Sims. For anyone who does care about random different craziness, we're going to start taking breaks from, you know, The Walking Dead, entertainment, stuff like that, and we're going to do just whatever. I have that Ronnie Hayes channel. We're going to start there doing some stuff so much and branch out from there. So if you guys want to follow that, because there's some stuff I want to talk about, and I'm like, well, it doesn't fit here. And YouTube hasn't matured enough to where it should be, where one channel can have tons of different content and it's fine. Nowadays, if I upload something that's totally different, you'll have that, you know, that little group that will just be so vocal, like, don't ever do that again, yada yada yada. In the future, if YouTube goes the direction it's still going, in the future that will be different. You could just post whatever and it will be like a channel, just like regular TV has whatever on a channel, you know. Tristan Lloyd, why do you seem to hate Trev's Chan so much? I don't. I could say that till I'm blue in the face, and some of you people just don't listen. He's a cool guy. He didn't analyze like you do, but he's still funny and interesting. I give him all that credit. Yeah, funny, interesting. Boom, you got it. Don't hate him. Hopefully you can go to bed tonight and be okay with that. One dude in the comments is trying to take a dig at subscribers. First off, that doesn't even mean nothing, because nowadays you can say something, cash me outside. Perfect example. This girl said something so stupid, and adults, normal people with brains, made fun of her, and younger kids saw her in the news. So much so, not making the connection that we were making fun of her, people who knew what was going on, that they just started following her. Now she's a thing. You don't need to have talent to blow up with subscribers and yada yada. You don't need to. If you hit that right thing, anybody can blow up. Anybody can get it. If you have, you know, you right now, anybody, you could go right now, take every single crazy theory from The Walking Dead and have 100K subscribers. Boom. You can have 130 before I get there. Do it 6 months. I bet you get it, but you got to grind at it and do it consistently. That's the only thing. You got to do it, but do it consistently. Every other day, no matter what. I bet you get there before I do. I absolutely bet you do. So, Tristan, back the fuck off. Because this is another thing I see. I don't shit talk the dude nearly as much as some of you people make it out to be. What was I saying? Oh yeah, that other dude was trying to take a dig at me, and I was simply explaining. The other guys had a channel for 8 years now. There were maybe 6, and then he created another one. It's been so long, I heard a video where he said it. I'm almost positive. But it's been a while, you know? And I went up to 100,000 in a year, between a year to 2 years it took to get 100,000. All I was doing is trying to give, show some pride in that. And here you walk away going, why are you being so mean, you bully? And now I'm breaking balls with you. But since I'm tired, it's probably coming off like I'm a dick. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I don't know what the helicopter is. I don't know what that is. Oh yeah, Don's. Okay, there we are, back there. Daryl fight was lame. I don't think it was all the way lame. Trez Chan Hayes. Oh, here we go. All right, never mind. I take that back. I wasted all your time because he's just trolling now. Trez Chan Hayes. This is how pathetic is this? You make your name to have both of ours in it. You talk for like an hour now. You've been in chat as if you're friendly. But now that you get a little bit of attention, you're going to keep the attention going by saying, like, take another digs. All right, so here's a lie. No, he didn't, Ronnie. You have been stuck at 100K for a while now. Yes, I have been stuck at 100K. for 7 months. Easy, maybe 8. Trez Chan's been stuck at 200K for the same amount of time. And I know that because there's been problems with YouTube, and we were looking into it. Go and ask him right now. And I feel like he's an honest guy, 100%. And that's another thing. I don't hate the guy. I bet you any money he'll be straight up and honest about that and be like, yeah, I've been stuck at 200K for a long time. Go and ask, because I was peeping the growth too, because of the YouTube has this thing where they just purge the shit out of subs, and I made it up to 113 and they purged me back down to 107 or 105, and I was fucking pissed. I'm not gonna lie, because I wanted to climb to the 200, and then we're talking, this is like 6 months ago or more, and I was frustrated. And then there was a point in time where the subs are constantly losing 50 subs every single day, and it's always 50, which is odd, because, or no, you can go back and look. I think it was like 50 or 60, and this is an odd thing. Like, exactly 50 people don't leave every day for 4 months. That happened, you know, and the subs just kept going down. But I was also getting people subscribing, so it was fluttering around 111K for the longest. It might have been 4 months, 5 months straight, at least at 111K. Just could not dip. So, but in the very beginning, I was like, well, let me peep if other channels are having this problem. Trez Chan was a big channel, so I was like, I'll peep his shit. And I want to say it's 220. Don't hold me at that, because I could definitely be wrong. But I want to say it was stuck at around there ballpark for the same amount of time I was at 100K. And I don't know if that's a fan thing, as far as like there's not a lot hot and popping with The Walking Dead in the community or online, and that could be an issue. I don't know if it's a YouTube issue. I don't know if it's a this or a that. I honestly don't know. I'm curious about it. I'm damn curious about it. Because again, this is not something that's just in the Walking Dead community. There's a dozen other different Walking Dead channels, maybe 5 that I've talked to personally that have had that same problem in the same amount of time where it's been stuck. Recently, with The Walking Dead coming back, the channel's now starting to grow again. We went from like 11K, now we're at 13K. I don't know if we're going to hit another dip or another lull or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. There's no rush though, because there's no other like plaque or like thing that you would work towards except for like 1 million, right? And that feels like it's so far off. That's why I want to jump over to the Ronnie Hayes thing and just start doing stuff that's wild and fun. I think that would be interesting. But yeah, I am exhausted. I gotta go. We're at 2 hours. We're Charmander. Don't talk like Ronnie hasn't given you too much attention. Yeah, guys, I think I don't know. I think we might. Yeah, take a walk with me, Ronnie. I know what you mean. Well, here, Trez Chan. Let me Trez Chan Hayes says Ronnie's butthurt over the truth. He's way behind on Turb. Let's just time you out because you're being a dick. Oh, you already got. I wanted to put him in timeout. Who did that? Come on, Melanie. You took my fire. I'm putting him in timeout too. Yeah, and I only did that because you're a snake. And here's another thing for the mods. If people say stuff like that, you can leave them up unless they're harassing the shit out of people or spamming it. Like, I got thick skin. If they're being dicks, you can leave it up. Unless they're spamming and then we can't get all the questions. I have no problems with comments like that. But if you find someone who's a snake, and these people I genuinely can't stand, like I think this dude is pathetic, sits here for an hour chit-chatting with us like it's all cool. Like, if you don't like me or this channel, announce it from the gate. You know what I'm saying? Like, just let it be known. Don't be a bitch. Don't hide in the weeds like a little snake. And then now that you get attention, be like, oh, I'm going to keep this attention going. You know, because this is the end of the chat. Every end of the live stream goes to shit, and we just no public face, you know, no PC culture bullshit. It's just straight up like, love, hate. You know, this annoys me. That's cool. Fuck this. Fuck that. That's what we do at the end of the streams. It's a shit show. What else we got? But yeah, listen, I understand there's people here that are not going to like other channels. I understand there's people here and people at other channels who go, Ronnie has a face I just want to punch. You know, the sound of his voice makes me want to just beat my wife. I don't know. There's people that think random, different, crazy shit. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't think we need, like, if you have a legitimate issue with other channels, your thoughts and opinions, I'm not trying to control those. You can feel however you want to feel. But by no means do I want anyone making this a Ronnie versus Trev thing. Like, don't do that for me. You know, you can have your legit opinions. If you don't like that channel, this channel, other channels, who can I pick on? Rayon is Rayon. He's a little bitch. If you don't like him, Carol's gonna... Ezekiel, by the way, buddy. Like, that's on you. But what I'm saying is, because I will see people that turn it into a, no, Ronnie over Trev. Like, if you want to support this channel, I get that. But don't do it for me thinking it's because there's just no point in having that going back and forth. If you are a sole viewer, don't like me or him or whatever it is, that's on you. You can have that, you know, but don't come to me and be like, yeah, for you, I'm saying fuck him. Nah, we don't need to do that. There's no point in that. There's no point in that at all. It just wastes everyone's time, right? Your time, my time, his time, everyone's time. Just pointless. But again, that's a tricky one to do because I'm not saying you need to love everybody. Yeah, Captain Cole. Jesus Christ, these trolls. Ronnie giving this guy too much attention. I definitely am, and we got to trim it back. This is another thing too. A number of people have come to me and said the live, and I do agree with them. Live streams are rock solid for about an hour, and then the 2-hour mark, which I'm gonna take all the blame for that because I could just simply put them in the corner and then keep it moving to the other questions. And I should definitely apologize to everyone else in the chat. Yeah, I definitely should apologize for that. To everyone watching, I absolutely should have got, you know, stayed on track at the end. I shouldn't have gone off. Like, if we want to chit-chat about everything else, we should talk about, like, The Punisher. We should talk about, I just went and seen a movie today, the Justice League. We should do that shit. It was okay. I think I thought it was going to be a train wreck, and it wasn't. It was just okay. But for a $300 million movie, it was an embarrassment. For that price, you know. Yeah. But it was okay. Like, I'd probably watch it again. I wouldn't go near Suicide Squad. You'd have to put a gun to my head for me to watch that again. For me, I didn't like it. But yeah, listen, straight up, for everyone hanging out, I'm really sorry. I went off the rails and took the bait on some trolls. I should have known better. I should have fucking known better, you know. I'm an idiot for that one. I'm a damn idiot for that one. Where's the... Oh, yeah, I know we got some super chats. Let's do the super chats and end the show. I might do a surprise live stream coming up this week. Or a live stream, or I have something coming up I might do. We'll figure it out. But love this episode. Hope, and the Patreon people, I'm definitely finalizing the new tiers this week. It's just finding the times has been hard as hell. Love this episode. Hope Gavin joins Rick's. Oh yeah, I really want to see more from him. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm gonna go get some sleep. Oh, I don't think I'm no, I am not subscribed to Trev's. Chris Rambo asked, Ronnie, do you watch Trev's Chan? Are you a subscriber? No, I think I did subscribe and support, and that's another thing. I think that's why I get annoyed when some people are like, Ronnie, you hate this dude. Because I don't. If I hated him, I would tell him. I'd tell him to his face. I would tell you guys. Like, I have no problems. Like, I'm not a snake. I don't do what that other dude did. I'll just, you know, hide in the bushes and be a little bitch, and then I'll be like, ah. I will tell you, I will be like, listen, I don't fucking like you, and if I get annoyed by something, I've openly discussed it. I have no problems with that. I unsubscribed around season 5, I think, or season 6, and there was a thumbnail with a spoiler. I unsubscribed. And not to just throw shade on him, there's a few YouTube channels that I would definitely support that are Walking Dead content, but I unsubscribed because they put spoilers in the thumbnails, and I can't fuck with that. I even click not interested, so that way they don't pop up. You got to do that every now and then, though, because in the recommended feed, because once you watch a number of Walking Dead videos, they'll give them back to you again and be like, hey, remember this guy? And I got to hit not interested in order to not see any pop up. And that's not like, oh, fuck you. That's because I'm not trying to see any spoilers. And they do come back around once in a while, but you just got to keep at it. And again, I'm not saying they go over spoilers. I'm just saying I keep it safe. I play it safe. What do we got here? Godzilla. I actually unsubscribed from Trev, not because I don't like him. I do like him. It's because 2 weeks ago I saw a vid from him on my feed talking about major death spoiler in the mid-set. Oh, yeah, very similar to what I did. You just play safe. There's no harm in that. I'm sure there's people that unsubscribe who follow the comic, unsubscribe from me, and then just wait, you know, till they read that part and then resubscribe. That's all normal shit. All right, so we got Godzilla, $2 Nevermind. Missed my super chat. Oh, okay, I see. Dylan Voorhees, love this episode. Hope Gavin joins Rick. And then we got Godzilla again. I meant Gabriel. Okay, so we are caught up. Wait, talk with me. Sales figures for Ducation #1. Been asking for a while now. I won't just say that in a live stream. Well, first off, I don't have the exact numbers. I just don't. We will definitely have a follow-up video because we're doing all of that. We're doing the... I've been recording... The boxes come in like for issue #1. I have advice videos. A lot of people have been asking about videos talking about structuring a story, making a comic. All that's coming. I just want to get issues 2 at least out, issues 2 and 3, and then we're going to start those. I'm going to start the videos before those release, but once those release all the way at the end of this year, then I'm going to really put out like a nice series on the whole process. All right, so yeah, I gotta go to bed. I am exhausted. I really do appreciate the support, guys, and I will see you back here. Let's answer this. This is I don't recognize this name, so I don't think I did any questions from you. So let me check yours out. Where did you use to record when you were outside? Laugh out loud. I was subbed to you back then, and that was badass intro and outro music. Haha. Outside, I went to a few different places. I tried to record at a prison too. It looked just like the Walking Dead tower. Looked just like it. There was a guy came out from the gas station, and it was a thing. So I was like, nah, I'm gone. I went over family members' houses, uncles, aunts, my grandparents. On the way to my grandparents, I would just jump out at abandoned houses and record. You know, just. Do what you do. Do the same thing. Good night, guys. All right, yeah, see. Yeah, it's impossible to get all the questions. What did I think about Negan getting emotional? I gotta watch it on the. It was just too dark. For a minute there, it looked like it was a win. You know, because he put his head on the wall, and it was like okay, but I don't know. It's just too dark, and I hate saying that because it's like, fuck. But it was just too dark. I gotta watch it on the rewatch. Do you think they will do an episode devoted to Negan's backstory now? I talked about that before, and I don't know. I think there's a possibility they would, but I don't think so. They already put everything out. You know what I'm saying? They already put that shit out. Yeah, I think we're all done. I tried lingering around. No, I'm not smoking herb. Yeah, with Negan's backstory, that's the thing. They put out the information, but if we see it, we'll have a deeper connection with the character. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't give us everything, but they gave us main stuff that led me to believe if they do give his backstory, it's going to cover a different range than this. You know what I'm saying? Like the main beats in the backstory in the comic was that he couldn't kill his wife, he couldn't put her down. Was that she got sick. It was that he protected people from getting themselves killed. Those are the main beats in the comic. So if they show his backstory, they can't hit those same main beats. They can go over them, they can cover them, but they can't hit them because there would be no point. It would just be repetitive. You know what I mean? All right. Could Simon be the one who was running the sanctuary badly that Negan was talking about? Backsliding convo, hinting to a past. I think there's something in the past, but no. I don't believe he was talking about present day running the sanctuary badly, because it's a shit show, you know? Yeah, the Ronnie Blaze guy using my likeness. I'm keeping an eye on him. He's the same dude who did the Make a Path Presents thing. I was gonna report his channel, but he changed the name, so I figure I'll just keep an eye on him. All right, I really gotta go. I love you guys. Thank you very much for the support, and everybody out there with the super chats. Shit, all of you: Benjamin, Wisdom Fall, Godzilla, Ace of Kings, Dude Kings. I'm sorry, Dude Guys, Alan Hannigan, Peter SZ. In Trisson, did I get that right? Tim Remington, Jordan Sadowski, Mark Scott, who else here? Dylan Voorhees. Yeah, everyone, definitely thank you very much for the super chats. They help in a fantastic way. Everyone hitting that like button, commenting, and trolls too. Absolutely. Thank you for teaching me a lesson, even in my old age. I should have been smarter than that. I should have been. I do want to apologize. I feel like I wasted a good 20 minutes that some of you will never get back again. You know? And I didn't even do anything really ridiculous you could take a clip of and just share it around like, look at this idiot. All right, good night. I love you. I fucking love you too, man. Wait, real quick, last question someone said. What do you think of Simon being the old leader of the Saviors? I don't like that. I think it's possible, sure, but I think if there was an old leader, he has to go. He has to be done and dealt with. You know what I mean? I don't know. Will you ever do the one word to describe the episode issue again? Can't remember. Oh, I did that for the comic. I didn't do that with the TV show. Maybe with the comic we'll start doing that again. I forgot about that, to be honest. It just slowly we stopped doing it. Yeah, I gotta go. Love you guys. Thank you very much for everything. And stay tuned. In a couple days, probably around Wednesday, give or take, I'm gonna have episode 805 of the Analyzed series. Those are fun. I love doing those. They're time consuming though, because I don't type into the keyboard and take what everyone else has. I take a lot of pride in those videos. I legit will watch the episode and focus on everything on the screen and just make sure I cover it all. You know what I mean? I've missed a couple things. I know it. I need to do a recap because there's two things I missed. Small things, though. It's kind of like, hey, look at this. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Have a good night. Analyzed 805 coming up Wednesday or Thursday, something like that.